whenever I'm communicating anything with you, like right now, I have an insight that I want to share with you. I want you to focus on the process. The process is I'm expressing myself in a certain medium. Right now, it's a language, a certain language. So, what I'm doing is I'm trying to translate what lives in my head into the language that I know, that you know. And if we both know this language, then you will be able to retranslate the thought that I'm sharing with you. But how it's working is not as if I have like a Bluetooth in my head and I have this file that I can share with you, and now the file that you have in your mind is identical to the file that was in my head. So that's not how human communication works. That's how computers work, but that's not how human beings work. So whatever is in my head, only I am conscious about it, and you are conscious about what is in your head. And right now what's happening is I have certain idea in my head and I'm trying to translate it in a language. Now language has its limitations, and my ability to express myself has its limitations. Some people are able to express themselves better than the others, and after that your ability to understand what I'm saying has its limitations. That's why if you give one book to 10 people, those 10 people would get different insights from that same book, because how it works is the thoughts, the ideas, the insights that I'm getting from a book that not only depend on the book but also on my own mind. And why is it that way? For that, we have to dissect the process of human communication. So, what I'm saying is that human communication is not direct, like I'm not sharing something, our minds are not wired with each other. Like, it's not like if I am conscious about a certain experience, I just allow you to be conscious about it too. I cannot do that. What I'm experiencing right now, you can never have a thought which is identical to it. It can be very close to it, but not identical. And why not? Because what I'm doing is I'm translating. I'm translating an experience which is not in the form of a language. It's more complicated than language. Let's say if I had a dream last night, that dream or the memory of that dream that lives in my head in the form of visuals, audio, emotions, but not in the form of a language. Language might be a little part of it, but not all. But if I explain that, if I want you to have an idea about the dream that I had last night, then what I will be doing is I will be translating that experience into the medium of a language. And what you would do is you would retranslate it. And then you would have a picture of it, but it would not be identical to how it was in my head. And now, how close you get, that depends on certain factors, like your understanding of me. Like, if you know me from my childhood, then you would have a different understanding of me. Like, if I had a dream, it might be related to my childhood trauma. But if you just are a superficial friend who don't know much about me, then you would have a different understanding of that dream. One of the factors is your understanding of me. One of the factors is your understanding of the language. And one of the factors, how much can you relate to me? I mean, that's a big factor. That's why all of us who have eccentric interests, who are not very usual, who does not have very usual personalities, we always struggle with being understood, because it's very simple. Like when it comes to stereotyping, we stereotype those people who are not from our culture more than those people who are from our culture, because people who are from our culture, we can relate to them. We have experienced similar experiences, so we can relate to each other. That's why we can understand each other more. That's why we do not stereotype each other as much as we stereotype the people who are from another culture. So someone who has eccentric interests, he or she would very less likely to have similar experiences to the people that he or she is speaking with. So that can lead to more misunderstanding. So what I'm saying is that our communication is not direct, and when I explain something to you, I'm translating it, and then you would translate it again, and then you would have an experience in your head, but that experience will not be identical to the experience that was in my head.